Who are we selling to right now in 2016? We're selling to buyers, obviously. Buyers who are getting financing, buyers who are using realtors between the ages of 30 and 55 who use mobile devices and technology to find homes. Not just to search for homes, but the actual home that they bought first appeared to them on their mobile device. Okay? That's who we're selling to. So we have to craft our property launch and our selling strategy to that crowd. So now we know who we're selling to. Now we can go into our property launch process and know that's exactly who we're trying to recruit into our homes. Make sense? You got to know who you're selling to. Okay, so these other groups, these young boomers, older boomers, and the silent generation, we care about them. We want them to buy our homes, but they're a very small percentage of the buying pool. So we're not going to do a rehab or a remodel and a design job that's going to really go after these folks, because it's a small percentage of the people we're selling to, right? So Kate, I know you do a lot of design for the projects that you do, and Dione does a lot of our design. Kyle, you do a lot of design. Why don't you guys just talk for a second about how are you identifying what those people want? You know, using maybe Pinterest pages, using technology to see what kind of things they're liking, what kind of things and designs are they looking for, so that when you're finding a house, you're not just saying, I'm going to throw up these cabinets and this granite and this tile, but what types of different research are you actually looking for to identify what those people will buy?
I guess I just start by looking at what I like. I go around on the internet and like Josh said, I go on Pinterest, I go on house.com, I go on, I mean, the amount of sites out there are endless, and you can get lost for hours in those. I'm sure some of you already do that. If you're even interested in real estate investing, you're out there looking at even what other people are doing in your market, because that's what you need to do. You need to know your market, and you need to know, like Josh said, who you're likely going to be selling to. In our market, it's a lot of young, hip, first-time home buyers, possibly second-time home buyers. They're just starting to come into their own with their careers and starting families and everything like that. So I try to make a house that will function for a family, that will still look good, something that they can entertain and have people over and say, hey, look at my kitchen. Yeah, to show it off, you know, because they want to be proud of their home. But it's also, it's a safe home to have children in. And I do a house as if I was going to live in it. I really want to put out a high-end, beautiful, comfortable product that, like I said, that they can be proud of.
Dione, Kyle, anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like Kate mentioned, house.com is a big one. I mean, you can see what people are clicking, what they like. It's a great place to go. I know I have a lot of pictures up there of my own stuff. I get comments for that. I like to rip off and duplicate. Go to model homes. Those people, they pay interior designers to come in and design those model homes. That's why they're model homes. When you walk in, you're like, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that. That's what sells their homes, is every upgrade in the world and the custom tile that they do. That's what sells homes. So I love going to model homes. You can walk in there and say, you know, the sales guy, oh, yeah, welcome. Don't just sit down. I'm not buying. I just want to look. And they don't care, you know, whatever. But go look at model homes. For me, it's always about having that, and you guys are phenomenal, just having that one wow factor, that one sizzle feature. Maybe you have two, but for me, it's one. Even if it's a $100,000 house, you've got to have that one sizzle feature. So I think I said this yesterday. If they go look at 6 houses, they remember mine. Remember that shower, that cool rock floor they did, or it came down the wall, like the tile, you know, the insert glass tile came down the wall and then went up the floor. It's so cheap to do. It's so easy to do. But I hate looking at these rehabs that people do. It's like custom Home Depot tile squares. It's like so boring. You know, it might sell, but it doesn't sell in 90 minutes. You know, so that's kind of what I do to kind of find. I'm still involved in all my design. I don't want somebody else to do it. I want to be involved in all of it, and ultimately I have to make that call. And if it fails, then it's on me. I don't want it to be on somebody else. So,
D?
Yeah, this is a fun part for me, I guess, you know, is picking all that stuff out. And I know that some people, you know, it might not be interesting to them, but for me, it's really a stress relief for me to actually go and look at stone and look at tile and look at that stuff, just because one, I used to do that kind of stuff, but two, I just love designing and doing that kind of thing. But I also look at the MLS too. If I look in a city that I'm working in, and I'll look at something like I'll look at the solds, and I'll look at houses that sold within a week or something. So if there's a certain hot market or a city that you're working in, go to the MLS and tell your realtor to give you a list of houses that have sold within a week or less, and then I go look at those kitchens or those bathrooms, and I'll just kind of look at them and pick what I like out of it. But I think ultimately I make the decision on my own on what I like and what I see, and there's different houses where I do a different look. If I'm in one suburb, I'll do darker cabinets, and right now I'm doing lighter cabinets in another one. So I don't have a specific style that I always like to use, because I think depending on what you're marketing and where you're at, you're going to have to adjust it accordingly. But if you're not good at that, there's just so many resources nowadays, I think, with online and stuff, that there's no excuse to not have that wow factor in your bathroom. Because the showers, and like you guys' bathrooms are beautiful, and Kyle's too. I mean, to me, the shower is almost like the most important thing to me. I mean, the kitchen's important, but everybody wants that real custom, beautiful shower that they can like have their open house, and invite their friends over, and because that's what they want, right? They don't even want to do anything. They don't want to paint. They don't want to do anything.
Inviting their friends over for the shower?
Yeah, well, they invite them in. I mean, I maybe in Chicago you guys do that too. Yeah. But
Joni builds big showers.
Well, they build them, and people come.
This is going way south here.
But yeah, the showers are important. Thanks, Kyle. But
Come on over. I want to show you my shower. I said, come on over. I want to show you my shower.
Yeah.
I've seen all yours. They're great.
So I think at the end of the day, like the takeaway of one or two things that are different, I think ultimately what you're really selling, you're obviously selling a space, you're selling a house somebody's going to live in. But when somebody goes to buy a house, what they're really, really thinking about is their first housewarming party. The first time their friends come over, especially this Gen X, Gen Y generation who might be buying a house, they're 32 years old, they just got married, or they're 38 and it's their first home, or they're 29, it's their first property, maybe they're single. What they're really thinking is about, what do I have that my friends don't? What do I have that my friends are going to think is cool? What do we have that's cool and functional, but that my other buddy who just bought a house 6 months ago, his kitchen ain't as cool as this? Trust me, that's on their mind, okay? They're trying to keep up with the Joneses, for sure, for sure. So it's, hey, you bought a house in Brunswick, Ohio, and you got this, this, and this, and I spent about the same, but I got that, that, and that, okay? That's really what it's all about, is that first, impression of a friend. Not necessarily, of course, they want to live there, but they want to think like, man, this is much cooler than what they got for the money. For sure.
I just want to say one thing about that, and it's a lot of fun to go crazy high end and do all these things to make it a little more showy, so that these people come in and they're just in awe and they're like, wow, I need to have this house. I don't care what it takes. Just one caveat to that is to be careful that you don't go too far high end. I have done that before. I installed white onyx in a kitchen before, and this stone is absolutely incredible. It's considered a semi-precious stone, just like a diamond, and with great, wonderful items like that comes great, wonderful care that you have to take of it. So I've since had some feedback from the person who purchased that house and said, look, love the house, it's beautiful, but man, is this countertop a lot of work to take care of with 2 small children in the house and a busy work life and everything like that. So it's just something that I've become aware of. So take risks, but also be practical at the same time.